So Halloween is around the corner, and of course it takes place kind of in the heart of autumn, which is when we want to wear some of our darker, smokier, more resinous scents. So in today's Cephalabon contributor video, I'm going to be going over 5 of my 10 favorite fragrances for this spooky time of the year. These can be dark or sweet, candy-like, so on and so forth. I'm excited to share the list with you, also let you in on a special giveaway, so make sure to stay tuned. Begin this video, I do want to mention that this is a co-created list between myself and Michelin Common of Cephalabon. She always brings some really wonderful ideas to the table. We bounce ideas back and forth off one another when we're compiling these lists, and it's always a pleasure to put two minds together. Two brains are better than one, and so I'm excited for you to learn about the fragrances in this list. Now, before I begin today's video and I let you know about these 5 amazing autumn fragrances that are super appropriate for the Halloween season, let's put it like that, I do want to start things off by saying that if you are a fan of fragrance-related content, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit that bell icon so you can be notified whenever I do upload future videos to the channel. And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it or if you took something of value from today's episode. Now, if you would like to participate in the giveaway, and there are several eligible bottles up for grabs, all you have to do is shoot on over to cephalabon.com. It's going to be the first link down below in the description box. Read through the article, and after you've become a registered reader, just leave a comment on the article, and that's all you have to do. The winner is going to be announced on the day that is specified in the article, so just make sure to check back on over to cephalabon.com on that date to see if you are one of the several lucky winners. I will not be announcing the winners of this giveaway on this channel, so no need to come here, and please watch out for several scams that have been going around on YouTube, basically saying that you've won a prize and you need to contact people on Telegram or WhatsApp or any number of other communication softwares. That's a scam, right? So you will never be asked to pay any money in order for you to redeem a prize. So please keep that in mind. So when I think of the autumn and the Halloween season specifically, I think of candy, of course, especially if you ever went trick-or-treating as a child. I know I have a young daughter. I like to take her trick-or-treating whenever we can, whenever there isn't a pandemic and, nobody's on the streets. But I also do think of some of my darker, richer, smokier, ghastly and ghoulish fragrances that I think are super appropriate for this time of the year. So I'm going to be sharing the first 5 of this top 10 list, and I'm also going to be explaining the rationale behind them. Now, the first one, it's kind of in the name, right? Noir de Noir, right? Noir means dark. This is a Tom Ford fragrance, and this does have a chocolate component to it. So it's basically chocolate and roses. One thing that I love about this Tom Ford private blend specifically is that unlike Neroli Portofino and Costa Azzurra and some of these other bright citrusy fragrances that I personally love to wear in the spring and summer, here we're getting into darker territory like the Tuscan leathers, the Tobacco Vanille, so on and so forth. And of course, Noir de Noir, with noir being in the name of the fragrance not once but twice, is a very appropriate fragrance for the colder weather as it starts to get quite chilly outside, and this can actually withstand the harsh, chilly weather of the autumn and the winter, respectively. The next fragrance that I want to talk about is a beautiful fragrance. This one composed by Christophe Laudermiel, and he's done so many incredible fragrances. This one by Strangelove NYC is called Dead of Night. Now, what I personally love about Dead of Night, the rose, that agarwood that's in here, the violet that also diversifies that floral aroma in this fragrance. Absolutely beautiful, so well done. Really love the way the composition is pieced together. Really high quality raw materials, and that's something that can always be said about the brand Strangelove NYC. Whether you have fragrances like Melt My Heart or Lost in Flowers, they're all really high quality. And of course, with a name like Dead of Night, right? Usually trick-or-treating can last pretty late into the day. But this is also just a fragrance. The name, the olfactory texture, the concept, everything about it is evocative of this time of the year. And then, of course, we have a fragrance that leans on the sweeter side of things. And this one by Parfums de Marly is called Oriana. Now, Oriana not only has the orange blossom, but it has that marshmallow accord. The marshmallow, the vanilla, of course, you think of sweets and these decadent, dulcet, saccharine aromas, the dessert, the candy, that confectionery vibe, all certainly evocative of Halloween, but also of the colder weather and the autumnal season. And Oriana is a brilliant fragrance. I know it's marketed for women, but of course, if you're a confident guy, if you like the smell of orange blossom and vanilla, you can certainly pull this one off as well. And I personally really do enjoy wearing this one. My wife is more so a fan of, you know, Delina and some of the other Delina versions, especially La Rosée. She doesn't like it to be too heavy, but Oriana is an amazing fragrance. And then we also have another one that is kind of spooky for this time of the year. And this one by Nasomatto is called Fantomas. Now, Nasomatto Fantomas, I purchased this right when it came out and I was blown away. I think that overall composition, and of course the perfumer Alessandro Gottieri doesn't like to disclose the note breakdown. He wants to leave a little bit of ambiguity in there, leave you guessing as to what's actually in the fragrance, but this does have like a rubber accord. There's a smoky element, there's some tropical fruits, and there's a melon accord in here as well. So the combination of the rubber, the fruits, the melon, it does actually have this dark, spooky personality about it. Great for this time of the year, in my personal opinion. And of course, you think of Halloween, you think of pumpkins, you think of jack-o'-lanterns, you think of the color orange, which kind of suffuses the town with all of the Halloween decor. And the one fragrance that truly comes to mind, and I think this is a brilliant composition by Mathilde Bijawi. This one by Etat Libre d'Orange is called Like This. This fragrance actually contains pumpkin. With the exception of like a Paco Rabanne fragrance, I haven't encountered too many other fragrances that have the note of pumpkin. And it is to my knowledge that this fragrance did it first. It's pumpkin and Immortelle. Now, Immortelle has this cracked wheat, fenugreek spice, you know, maple syrup, kind of an aroma that I think is beautifully well done. Such a wonderful complement to the other spices that are in this fragrance, but also that pumpkin note that is in here. Definitely very sultry, very unique, very quirky. I also got a little bit of like an aromatic appeal from this as well. And I think because it reminded me of another fragrance called Fille de Dieu du Riz et des Agrumes, which is another Etat Libre d'Orange fragrance that actually contains the note of shiso, which is related to cilantro and a few other herbs. And this one actually gave me a bit of a similar aromatic vibe. I don't know if it's because it's from the same brand and there's a similar motif or a DNA that is recurrent in a lot of their fragrances, but Like This, I think, is a beautiful fragrance, and for many, myself included, the epitome of the autumn season with that pumpkin note that's in here. Definitely see if you can sample it. I'm going to leave all of the relevant links down below. For example, I think Perfumology carries Like This. Not a sponsored video, by the way, but I do want to mention that these are 5 amazing fragrances, part 2 to come very soon. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching this co-created list between myself and Michelin Kamen of Cephalabon. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell icon so you could be notified whenever I do upload future videos to the channel. And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it or if you took something of value from today's episode. Would really mean a lot to me. And make sure to enter the giveaway. Multiple bottles being given away. First link down below. Thank you so much for tuning in. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.